Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. Interesting little factoid I thought I would share with you early this morning. I shoot these a day in advance so that I can put them up on my Patreon page so that people get the daily forecast a day early over there if they subscribe. And yesterday when I filmed for this morning's forecast that you saw today on the second, because I'm filming this for the third, which is tomorrow, right? Yesterday in the morning after I had finished filming, the card that came up was that frog card, right? And so I go outside and the cat has something, and I go and I look to see what she has, and she has this frog about the size of maybe a $50 or something, which I thought was really interesting. And it was not dead, it was alive, just hopping around. And so I thought that was interesting, and I kind of scooted him away from the cat, and he went off into the darkness because it's still dark here because it's early. So that was funny, right? But I had filmed it, and then I went outside, and the frog was outside my back door with the cat, but the card was literally for today. So I go out this morning before filming to let the dogs out, and the Frenchie, Gabriel, goes running out, and he has this way of running towards stuff that's on the ground, right? Like if he sees a bug or a leaf blowing, he gets targeted on it and he runs towards it. It's just, I guess, a Frenchie thing. I don't know. It's very sort of when something moves quickly in front of him, he goes after it. And so he went after something, and I was like, "What do you have?" And I went over there, and right in front of my door again was this, I think, the same frog. It was about the same size. The cat probably brought him to near the doorway trying to feed me. The frog was alive still and hopping around. So I picked the frog up, and I took him and I deposited him in the bushes in the darkness where he's got at least a chance to get away from the cat and hide out. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting because the card we pulled yesterday for today was frog, and I have seen this frog 2 days in a row. It's like an ongoing saga. So talk about, I don't know, art imitating life, or readings imitating life, or life really trying to drive the message home. Frog is definitely very much in my stratosphere the last 2 days. So I thought I would share that. Anyways, aside from that, and I don't live near a lake or anything. I do have a pool in my backyard, so I think he's coming here for water. But it's just sort of weird because I don't know where he's living. It's just strange to me because I live in a very suburban neighborhood where you wouldn't expect to see like frogs hopping around, I don't think. And it's San Antonio and the heat and stuff, but he's around, so wild. Anyway, so back to the house stuff. So this is the daily forecast for all signs. It is originally intended and created for the 3rd, which is Friday of September. It is not solely set for that date, so if you're seeing it on a different date, take the message rather than the date, okay? If it doesn't apply, that's okay. Nothing's wrong or broken. It just may not be your reading. I speak in broad terms, so you have to figure out where it best fits in your life. All information that you might need or questions that you might have about, like how to contact me for a private reading, where am I on social media, all that stuff is included in the video drop down. Please check that out. There's also some important things that I want you to think about when utilizing any of my readings. This is a forecast for everyone to enjoy, hopefully, and get some guidance or insight as to what energies are available and out there for you to work with, or that we need to be made aware of. Okay. So let's get into this and see. Also, feel free to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy the reading, share the reading out, let your friends know about the channel, all of that kind of stuff. So let's see what the card is for today. And we have, oh my God, she's back. We saw her on the cat card on Sunday, and she's back today, Justice. So balancing the scales, Libran energy. We have a dog here that we have both light and dark. I like this rendition of this card that MJ has done. It's slightly different. We see that butterfly, and I noticed that white butterfly on yesterday's card too, I think, or one of the cards that I looked at recently had a butterfly, and butterflies are symbols of transformation for me. So when we're talking about this Justice card, remember our weekly, which is the underpinning energy. We had that 7 of Swords coming into play, which is sort of the the betrayal card, the liar, cheater, stealer, somebody being maybe brought to justice or being seen more clearly. There could be a situation that transforms, i.e. that butterfly, right? Where we're seeing both the good and the bad, the right and the wrong, the dark and the light. That's the two schnauzers that we see there, right? The light and the dark, the balance of that being restored. Whatever's been inappropriate or maybe bothering us might be righted again if we're on the wrong side of that. If we are the one that's been inappropriate, certainly we all have been at times. Maybe we're too caught up in our ego or our feelings and we do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing. If we're that person, well, hopefully our balance will be just restored back into that relationship, that situation, that predicament that we may have been facing, right? Justice can sometimes be a swift card, and she can be sort of, a little bit jarring, right? Where the truth comes out and, oh wow, there's really nowhere to hide. The thing that makes me think that, this also plays back, we saw her at the beginning of this week. We saw this card when we were finishing up the month previous with the other MJ deck, the Grimalkin Tarot. And so I think that really there is something going on in our world that we really need to look at and assess and understand all aspects of it before we're able to move forward. And with the Seven of Swords kind of under here, remember we have that Magician too. Now we're in the last 2 days of the week, so it would be leaning more towards that Seven of Swords energy where we might be seeing somebody for who they truly are. Understanding that somebody's motives aren't as pure as we think. Or maybe understanding that our own motives in a situation aren't as pure as we thought, right? But whatever that is for us, it is going to restore the balance and bring things back to a sense of normalcy or a sense of what's appropriate. I don't like that cut. I'm going to shuffle one more time. That was just one card coming off. So I don't like that. That felt weird. It is bringing us back to that sort of sense of normalcy, or at least a better, perception of the situation. Justice is Libran energy, right? So it is that air energy, that intellect, that kind of, we saw, I think this week we saw the Three of Swords, and then we saw like the Three of Pentacles, and then the Four of Wands. All of these are kind of, the ups and downs of maybe dealing with a situation and where we fit in all of that and how we sort of maybe command over it or interact with it. Justice has a little bit of I want to say like a detachment or an aloofness to it, where she is able to see things from all perspectives, light and dark, right and wrong, and maybe make sense of sort of, why people do what they do when they do it, so to speak. And then maybe even find forgiveness for those people, and ultimately thus transforming that situation and bringing that balance back into it for ourselves, whatever that balance may be. Now that balance could be we're not doing this anymore, or that balance could be we're doing this in a limited thing with our boundaries in place. Whatever that balance is for us, we will hopefully seek it today and find it. Justice is major arcana, so this should be profoundly beneficial to us, and no matter how it plays out, right? The card here from Colette Baron Reid's The Wisdom of Avalon is card number 33, which is a master number. So there is going to be some sort of awareness, growth on in some way, right? That is going to serve us probably spiritually, intellectually, all of those sort of things. That's what master numbers would sort of indicate to me. And the word is focus. What I like about this is the way, and what does it say? The sacred journey markers. So this is focus. So what I like about this card is that we see the path, and there's a lot of trees and the forest, right? But there might be a lot of options or things to sort of divert our attention. But that path is there. We focus on the path and we find our way through. And that's sort of the blindness of justice. Keeping our focus on what is right, not only sort of within ourselves, right? Because that would be that sort of spiritual mastery number of 33, and listening to that information within ourselves to maintain this justice, to maintain and nurture this balance, and to keep that around ourselves. Today should be a day where even if we learn something that's not necessarily to our liking, it will ultimately be to our benefit. It will ultimately be to our, what I think with justice being here, it's going to, like I said, bring those situations that are out of whack back into balance, make them more equitable, make them more favorable, all of that sort of thing. So here's the stone for today. And we saw this yesterday, and it's called enjoy. So they are definitely telling us, no matter what is going on, whether right or wrong, to find your enjoyment, to find your focus, to find your path, to stay on that path. Don't let that path change for nothing today, if that makes any sense. Don't let people into your space, their actions, any of that sort of stuff. There's that phrase about justice being blind. Remain blind to the ignorance of others, right? If they act a fool. And stay above it all and maintain your focus and keep your enjoyment about you. That's where you're going to be your strongest. That's where you're going to get the most accomplished and where you're going to reap the most sort of benefit, awareness, education, evolution, all of that. That's in that sort of mastery 33 number, which is what we want today. Today is a day where we should feel empowered, we should feel focused, and we have the opportunity to actually enjoy what's going on around us, even as situations change or shift. Because we need to know that ultimately justice is here to restore those shifts back to a place of what is balanced and appropriate for us. All right. That is your forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Share the video out, and I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow. Keep an eye out for frogs. Bye.